This is Man-at-Arms, Reforged.
Hi guys, we'd like to take a moment to tell you something exciting. We're going to be working on a brand new television show.
That's right, Man-at-Arms is going to be coming to the El Rey network in June. And those of you that are fans of our historical builds, you're going to love this show.
We're also going to be working with our friend Danny Trejo. It's going to be great to have him back in the shop.
We're going to be focusing on a different culture every episode, making their iconic weapons, putting them through rigorous testing to see how well they perform later. Don't worry, YouTube show is not going anywhere.
We'll be back for another amazing build next episode, but for now, let's take a look back at some of the builds that have gotten us to where we are today. Anytime you're making a traditional sword, you have to keep in mind the time and effort that went into these builds. Ancient craftsmen didn't have the power hammers and propane that helps us move these builds along.
Absolutely, these traditions got passed down generation to generation, and it always makes us feel more connected to the history of the smiths that came before us. The ULFBERH sword was one of my favorite builds. This thing was made out of crucible steel, which was basically a super steel of its time. And even today, we don't really know how they did it.
Not only making the steel and processing it was quite a challenge, but also inlaying the iron letters. One runs the risk of burning the blade at the exact moment when you are welding the letters into the form.
Only a few dozen of these original swords exist in museums, and of those, only a handful are considered to be real. So it's really great that we get the chance to create something so rare. We just hope that we did it justice. The new series will really let us focus on the history of these weapons and the challenges in building them in a modern day.
Our biggest challenge is crafting weapons that have never even been invented yet. GENJI'S DRAGONBLADE katana has by far been the most requested build over the last year.
We try to replicate a Mantetsu construction, where a hardened steel shell has a softer steel rod inserted into it, welded, and that forms the blade.
This build definitely has some unique challenges, as we had to create the glowing quality you see in the game. Creating the housing for the lighting and lining the sword with LEDs is something we couldn't have done 10 years ago.
And not only did it have to look right, when we moved to the demos, it had to perform as a weapon as well.
Fallout was a fun challenge for us. It forced us to think about how we would do things in a post-apocalyptic world.
I felt like I bit off a little more than I could chew on this one. Cutting it out of plate steel, not using a modern grinder at all, created a lot of work for me, but I think it turned out really awesome.
Hey, it's great to know that our entire team is really ready for an apocalypse now.
That's right.
We've got so many great things in the works, we can't wait until we can share them with you.
We're constantly pushing the limits of what we can build. I mean, you guys are so passionate with what you request, but we're really grateful for all the support over the years. Can't thank you enough.
If you haven't already done it, don't forget to subscribe. That way you don't miss any announcements on the new Man-at-Arms TV show.
We'll see you next time as we kick off another great season of Man-at-Arms Reforged.
Click here to subscribe, or click here to watch more episodes. Thanks for watching Man-at-Arms Reforged. We need to know what you want the guys to build, so tell us in the comments below what weapons you want to see next.